Hi everyone. In this video, we will just see the line plot as well as scatter plot. So in the previous video, we just discussed how you can just set labels for your plot, like how you can just specify the title, how you can just specify the axis label, all those things we have discussed. So if you didn't watch that, I will just recommend you to watch. So in this video, let's discuss in depth of what's this line plot and what's this scatter plot and what's the use of that and what are the arguments present in those plots and what's the advantage of plotting those plots. Let's see all those things. So for that, let's import matplotlib first. So I've just imported matplotlib and in that matplotlib we just have this pyplot sublibrary and I'm just importing that as plt. Now let's try to plot some data. So for that, let's create some random data. So you can see I just created a tool list. So first is of a list of 1 to 7. It means, so here I'm just considering the example of temperature on weekdays. So yeah, we just have 1 to 7 and as well as the temperature on those days. So let's plot this data. So in order to plot this, we just have, so we have just imported, right, plot pyplot library, and from that pyplot library we just have another function to plot a line plot. In order to draw a line plot, we just have another function, that's plot. So when you just specify this, when you just call this function and when you just pass arguments, it will just draw the line plot. So plt.plot of, and the arguments for this, the default arguments should be x and y. So here I'm just passing days and temperature. So when I just run this, so you can see a plot here. So this is the number of days, the x-axis, and the y-axis is the temperature on those days. So let's quickly specify the labels here. So you can see I just quickly added all those things like x label, y label, and as well as the title, as well as the marker for this data. So this is line plot. So what this line plot will do means it will just when you just give x and y, it will just plot those on this canvas, and it will just, after plotting those points, it will just combine those points through lines. So that's the reason why we call it as line plots. It will just plot the data on the canvas and it will just combine those points through lines. And we have already discussed, if we just, instead of lines, if we just want to specify some other line styles, like it may be dashed lines or whatever the lines you just want, you can just specify that as well. But for now you can see we just have lines here. So this is line plot. So this is how simple it is. So you can just import the library from the matplotlib and you can just call this plot function and you can just specify pass the data to that function and it will just plot the data. So that's how simple it is. And so we have already seen, right, in the introduction video itself, we have seen what's the advantage of plotting that. So you can see now. So when you just plot this data, now you can just understand. So on what day we just got the highest temperature. So you can see on fifth week of the day, we just got the highest temperature in this week. And on the first day, we just got the lowest temperature. So similarly, you can just find some insights through this plot. So that's the line plot, and you can see, if you can see the arguments available, there are a lot of arguments available, and I'm not discussing all those things. So right, you can just specify, like you want to specify different colors or marker size, or let's say align different styles and different shapes, sizes, and what's the width of the line you just want. All those things you can just specify, and we have already discussed that, so I'm not going in depth of that. So this is line plot here, and next thing is scatter plot. So scatter plot is nothing, right? So here we are just in the line plot, we're just, after plotting the points, we're just combining those points through lines. And in scatter plot, what it will do means it won't combine those points through lines. It will only plot that points. That's it. So if you want to plot the scatter plot, what you can just do is, I just copied that, and here I'm just specifying this. So instead of this plot here, in this pyplot library, we just have another function for scatter plot. So I'm just giving is plt.scatteroff, when I just run this, you can see the plot here, right? So it's similar to that of this line plot, but in the line plot we're just combining those points through lines, but here we are not doing that. So that's the only difference. So yeah, this is scatter plot, and even in scatter plot, even in this function, you can just specify all the arguments which we have discussed previously, right? The marker size, what color you just want, and all those things you can just specify. So you can see this is the scatter plot, and through this you may ask like what's the advantage of plotting that. So there are a lot of advantages of plotting the data like this. Now after plotting this, you can just get an idea that whether you have positive correlation or let's say negative correlation. It means like whether the y value is increasing with the x value, or let's say whether you are just using whether the x value, whether the y value is decreasing by increasing the x value. So you can just get all those insights from this scatter plot. So you may ask what's the use, like after getting those insights, what's the use? So you can just specify the algorithm to train. So we just have a lot of algorithms, right? We just have linear regression, logistic regression. So by getting these insights, so after when you after plotting this, when you just know that there is a positive correlation in the data set, so based on that insights, you can just specify what algorithm you just want to use, whether linear regression or logistic. So you can just specify that. So that's the advantage of plotting the graph. So you can see how easy it is to plot the scatter plot as well as the line plot here. So that's it. So that's it for this video. I hope you got the insights right. I hope you got understood how you can just plot the line plot as well as the scatter plot and what's the use of this. And yeah, so that's it for this video. If you feel this video is helpful, like the video and let me know in the comment section what you feel about this video. Just feel free to comment down in the comment section. So yeah, with that, let's see in the next video, and thanks for watching.